Peace and love. Let's do a Lenormand reading for the fire signs. Sagittarius, Leo, Aries for the month of June. All right, so I'm going to do a Lenormand reading. So I'll be using my Lenormand, my self-made Lenormand deck here, and then I'll pull a couple of clarifying cards, species by the thousands here, and then in the end we'll pull a Black Goddess Within Oracle. All right. Thank you, Spirit. What messages do you have for the fire signs? Leo, Sag, Aries for the month of June. As we're bringing in more abundance into our lives, as we're focusing in on our healing. What messages do you have for the fire signs for the month of June? And if you come across this reading, July, August, the readings are timeless. Whenever you come across them, there could be messages in there for you. All right, messages you have for the fire signs for the month of June. Thank you. The bouquet, something beautiful coming in there. The star. All right. We have the letter. We have the anchor. We have the heart. We have the clouds. We have the house. We have the dog. And we have the whip. First of all, be loyal to yourself even if you're going through difficulty, right? Make sure that you're being kind to yourself, that you're practicing forgiveness for the self always, even when we're going through hard times. Sometimes it's something that we really have to remind ourselves to do, to be kind to the self. Okay. Underneath we have the mice. So this particular card deals with loss. All right, so loss of many different things, tangible losses, money, right, property, those things, but also energetic losses, dealing with the wrong people, being in the wrong environments, dealing with people who have no problem taking away from your energy, all right, energetic vampires, those things. So we want to be careful of that as well. In the middle, we have the heart. So when I read Lenormand, that middle card is extremely important to me when I do the 9-card spread. It's the underlying energy here with the loss, but then this is also a powerful energy here right in the middle. It's saying that you need to care for your heart. It goes back to that first statement that I made earlier. You need to make sure that you're taking care of your heart when you're going through difficult times. That is your strength, okay? Being able to love and honor yourself is your strength. So be anchored in that. Be anchored in your heart space, because we have the anchor, we have the heart. So let's look at the top line. We have the bouquet. This is a beautiful line here. The bouquet, the star, and the letter. So for some of us, there's news coming in, beautiful things coming in for us, success coming in with the star. The star is the idea of allowing yourself to be guarded, following your heart here, being loyal to yourself with the dog. Allowing your heart to guide your emotions when it comes to your life. When it comes to bringing in abundance in your life, when it comes to making any decisions, you lead yourself by your heart, and you allow yourself to always be loyal to your vision with the star. Beautiful communications coming in. For some of us, something that we've been waiting on for a while. You know, it's taking some time because we've had the loss here. We've had the sadness here, or not being sure. The clouds can deal with depression and sadness, but it's also things that might not be clear to us. But Spirit is saying that beautiful things are still happening. Beautiful things are coming in as long as you're allowing yourself to be guided. The gift of stability is finally coming into your home. All right? Beautiful things that bring in strength into the home. So, the home for me is a physical dwelling, but it's also who you are. It's the spirit, it's the soul, right? It's the self. So, how you treat yourself, how you love yourself, first of all, you're beautiful here. That's what I get with this energy. Make sure that you understand that. Make sure that you know that. Make sure that you know that whoever you are, wherever you are, what you look like, what you do, you're beautiful. You're beautiful in the eyes of the Creator. All right? You were made. And so we want to honor that. We want to give thanks for that. We all have something beautiful to add to the world. All right? But how you treat yourself is important. And it brings about a firm foundation, not only for your home life, but who you are. If you have that firm foundation, you're able to be guided properly here with the star card. If you have that firm foundation, you're able to access the information from your heart properly as well. Bottom here, we have the house and the dog. So being loyal to who you are, right? For some of us, we have some friendships that we might need to reevaluate with the dog and the whip. People saying things to us that might not be true, people making us feel bad about ourselves, people bringing negativity and drama into our life that's not needed, because we have the mice here. The idea of people draining your energy, draining your resources, time, money, all those things. So we want to make sure that we're dealing with the right people. How do we know that we're dealing with the right people? Because we're loyal to ourselves, we're loyal to our hearts. All right, we're allowing ourselves to be guided here. The dog and the whip, arguments with friends, arguments with people. But also making sure that you know where your loyalties lie here, because the dog deals with loyalty. Some of us need to have a sit down with some folks at home too, to clear the air on some things. I'm getting that with that bottom row here, because the whip is it's an aggressive card to me. It could be passion in certain ways, but it could be also the negative side of it: arguments, disagreements, irritations, things that need to be rectified, because the whip is repeated. It's repetitive energy. So you want to make sure that you are talking clearly. You're talking from the heart. You're talking from your truth, and you're making sure that people around you know what you expect of yourself, and what you expect from them as well, to bring about the best in a connection. All connections should be reciprocal, which means we are giving and receiving. Both are giving and receiving. If you're in a connection and you're not giving and receiving, it's not reciprocal, which means that one person is draining themselves more than the other, and the other person benefits from that. If you're in situations when you're dealing with negative people, negative environments, we have the letter, we have the clouds and the whip. You're not going to be sure. This is information that's coming to you that's not clear. Receiving written information, receiving verbal information, things that aren't clear here. The letter just deals with information, is communication. Communication that's not clear, that happens all the time. It's like you're not ever able to figure out what's going on. All right, you can't get to the truth of it. How do we get to the truth of it? First, we have to access the energy of the heart. The energy of the heart is knowing who you are, knowing what you need, knowing what's right for you, knowing where you stand in the situation with the house. Allowing yourself to be guided, saying to spirit, I need to understand myself in the situation I'm in. It could be home life, it could be work life. This goes to anything. It could be relationships. I need to understand my place in the situation. I need to understand how I can help heal the situation. You have to be open to the guidance that comes with the star. The star is ultimately success. It's the energy of being a star, being well known, being seen, right? But even with that, energy becomes, it has its downside. Because when you're a star, you shine brightly. People see that. And a lot of times, not a lot of times, but in life, sometimes when people see that star shining brightly, they just want to get a little bit of that light. They want to get a little bit of that light. And that's when we have this energy come in with the mice. And we have this people wanting to be near you because of your light. You want to be careful of that. Remaining loyal to who you are, first and foremost, will allow your intuition to be brighter, more accurate, but that discernment will be powerful. We have to be discerning in who we deal with. For some of us too, making sure that we're in the right loving connections, partnerships, because we have the idea of something beautiful here with the gift. It's two things here. Beautiful things coming in with the gift, all right? Loving energy. We have the heart, and then we have the whip. So the idea that passion is here. Passion can be in your life, but also loving things, beautiful things being challenged because of arguments and because of disagreements here. So that's also there. So we just need to be honest. We need to be honest. We need to be forgiving, but we don't want to forgive people to the point where we're being neglected and we're being hurt as well. Because the dog is also the idea of not only loyalty but forgiveness. The dog, when it comes to the owner, it's, you know, the dog is going to always love its owner no matter what, but we hope the owner is treating the dog with love and kindness. But we want to make sure that we're not too loyal, that we're not putting loyalty to others above loyalty to the self. It doesn't mean we're being self-centered. It doesn't mean we're being selfish. It means that in order to see and view things properly in life, we have to be loyal to the self first, and we have to know where our heart lies. This is an interesting reading to me. Spirit, what else do you have to say about this? Let's get 3 more cards. It's beautiful things happening here. Like I said, beautiful things that'll bring powerful foundations into the home life. Right? Love and power that comes from being loyal to the self. That's also beautiful. The ring, the clover, and the child. So being committed to new beginnings, all right? For some of us, these things are happening. We need to kind of decide, do we want to move forward in this energy? Can we rectify the situation? Can we come to the table? Can we make sure we're finding our hearts in the situation? If we can't access that information that we need, if things are constantly coming, if we're unsure all the time, then we need to look for new ways of living, new ways of being, and that'll bring about, a renewal in your life. So for some of us, we're moving into new beginnings here. Powerful ones that will bring happiness here because we have the clover right here in the middle. A contract that brings happiness and renewal. A contract that brings happiness and an ability to enjoy the smaller things in life with the child card energy. Right? Money coming in. Not necessarily money all the time, but things flowing in a beautiful way with the fish card. Let's get two more. New beginnings here on the table. All right. Things flowing beautifully. But also you have to be able to move here with the fish. The fish is also the idea of movement. All right. Don't be afraid to move out of a difficult situation. Don't be afraid to move out situations that compromise your heart. Don't be afraid to move out of situations that keep things unclear. If you're dealing with people that keep things unclear, if you're in work environments and you don't know what's going on, they're always telling you stuff and you're never sure of what they want from you. If you're in a relationship, a romantic relationship, you're never unsure. I mean, you're never sure of what they want. It's always this energy of confusion and, being, I don't know. You definitely want to make sure that you're able to move in life, that freedom is there with the fish energy. All right, opening yourself up to a new beginning. All right, so let's pull a Black Goddess Within Oracle. All right, let's see. Spirit, what message do you have for us? We have some beautiful things going on. We have the opportunity for a new beginning, but we also have some challenges that we might be facing right here and right now. What message do you have for us as we're clearing our energy, as we're moving into a space of abundance, as we're allowing ourselves to be guided, as we're focusing more on loving ourselves and honoring our hearts and being loyal to ourselves, right? Bringing peace into the self, bringing peace into our homes. What message do you have for us? Thank you. Mawu Lisa. All right, so I'll hold it up so that you can read it as well. All right, so this is from she's from Ghana. So across time and cultures, Mawu Lisa has been considered female, male, and even hermaphroditic. Fueled by the feminine aspect, the power of the moon and night, Mawu joins forces with Lisa, who has the power of the sun. Mawu's refusal to be relegated to one identification is what confers to her ability to eclipse expectation. Mawu Lisa confronts the restriction of the opposite. She is not either or even both and. Mawu Lisa moves beyond the fullness of completion, spreading her arms beyond any and all boundaries. She is wide enough, expansive enough, and capable enough to transcend time and gender, space and place. She is limitless. Wrapping you in her warm embrace, Mawu Lisa animates the incredible synergy that happens when two wholes come together to produce something stronger and more powerful and impactful than what could ever have been achieved independently. Mawu Lisa is the ultimate creatrix who invites you to activate the belief around your limitless life. Invitations. You have everything you need inside of you to create entire worlds. Manifest all that you require. Bring all aspects of yourself together. All right, trusting the self. That's what this reading is really about. It's really about trusting yourself, trusting your heart. All right, even when dealing with difficulties. All right, trusting yourself, even if you're going through hardships, trusting and loving yourself, believing that you have a vision for yourself and a vision for your future, being loyal to who you are, putting yourself above others first. All right, honoring both sides of yourself, honoring all sides of yourself, moving into connections where every part of yourself can be expressed and can be loved. If you're not in a situation where there's full expression of self, then you're not in the right connection. You're not in the right workplace. Your home life needs to be dealt with. All right? And that dealing with it might require movement with the fish, moving into a new environment, moving into a new way of living. But even when we move into that new way of living, we have to honor and love the self no matter what, all sides. To me, this is the sun and the moon, but it's also the light and the shadow aspect of the self, loving you, loving every part. All right, the parts that you want to keep hidden, bringing those out into the forefront as well. Because this reading could really be about dealing with other people, with the mice, but this reading also could be about you and yourself, negative self-talk, and not honoring and being loyal to all parts of yourself, and that's causing distress in your life. It's causing confusion. And so until you're able to allow yourself to see that you're beautiful here, because we have the star, know that you're a star. Maybe you're not on the stage, but you're a star in your own life. Knowing that you have something to give, because the bouquet is something that can be given to others. All right. Knowing that you have something to give to yourself and something to share and give with the world, give to the world. Being strong in that foundation, being strong in who you are. All right. No matter what you're coming against, it's going to be your strength here. Honoring all parts, the masculine and feminine energy, pulling from those parts to create your future, past, present, all that. All right. Peace.